what time it is. It's time to go around the National. It's one of our favorite segments. This is my least favorite story. COVID updates. More out of Colorado. JT Compher and Andre Burakovsky have both entered the NHL's COVID protocol. So they will be missing in action for the Avs. I feel like every time we come back from break, we're updating on another COVID situation. So really, really unfortunate to see all these players and coaches and staff members entering COVID protocol. I guess the somewhat good news is that almost all of these people are vaccinated, and from what we're hearing, not a lot of people are feeling the symptoms and are sick.
Which is really good.
That's the positive.
Now, it's December the 16th today. I think December 23rd is the Christmas break. I think we have games on the 23rd. So I would think that the league is probably hoping to get through these next several days and play as many of these games as they can, and hope that that Olympic break of several days, I think it's 4 or 5 days, will be a way to kind of reset. We will see if that can happen. But as I've said many, many times, this is a very fluid situation over the last couple of years. We have a game in Montreal tonight where there will be no fans in attendance, so it tells you that things are moving quickly, and we'll have to just wait and see.
And we will. We'll continue to pass along any information as it comes down, and the crew on NHL Tonight will do the same when they take over at 6. For now, let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens, who, again, will have the lights are on, they're off, they're on. It's
that kind of day.
What a day.
That kind of day. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. I'm glad it's not just me, because I thought coming in it might just be me.
I know. You voiced that opinion to me earlier.
It can be both.
Yeah.
It can be both.
Both things can be true.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I've kind of liked it. I like a little bit of a rocky boat ride sometimes. I mean, it wakes you up. It wakes you right up.
Sometimes you just need to spice it up.
That's right. Exactly.
Sometimes you do it by just having a rocky show. Other times you throw in a spicy margarita.
That's right.
See what happens.
Or 6.
Or 8. Who knows? Sometimes you lose count.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay. This is too much now. Okay, to the Montreal Canadiens. They're in action tonight. They've lost 7 games in a row. It has not gone well for Montreal this season. Here's Jeff Petrie on Tuesday after the Habs lost to the Penguins. He had this to say: "It's frustrating. It's the same things over and over. We're not playing as a team. We're not playing as a group. It's like you're searching to find where people are. It seems like there's no structure out there." Wow, that is a biting comment from Jeff Petrie.
JT Miller said something similar to that. And it was only a few days later that Travis Green was gone and Bruce Boudreau was the head coach. In Montreal, Jeff Gorton, our friend, another former colleague of us here at the NHL Network, he has already made it clear that he's going to keep Ducharme in place for the regular season. But like everything, there's fluidity to those decisions as well.
Confidence are not guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder, what Mr. Gorton will think of that. But it's been a really rough year for the Montreal Canadiens for a variety of reasons.
No question about it. And I don't know that Jeff Petrie, as he makes that comment, the structure piece specifically, he recognizes that, anybody connected to this organization, that probably resonates in the form of, hey, that's a coaching situation. That's not necessarily a player-related, responsibility in terms of the overall structure, the way it's communicated and then the way it's implemented. But without question, I read an interesting article recently. If you go back to the 2 deep runs a couple of teams had in the recent past, Dallas goes on a run, and then the following year, just no resemblance to that team the following year. And we're now seeing that with Montreal. But both coaches tied to nice, not longer, but, multiple year deals coming out of that. It's interesting. Does that inform general managers going forward? Do we need to be a little bit more measured just in terms of how much emphasis we put on a run like that? Because really, Dallas and certainly Montreal caught lightning in a bottle for a brief moment in time. And, that is an unrealistic expectation going forward.
The structure part of that comment certainly seems like a direct point at the coaching staff a little bit. But I do think the rest of the quote in full, like he's calling out his teammates too. Like to say we're not playing as a group, we're not playing together or for each other. That's a statement in and of itself as well. And you can't win hockey games like that. So it's not good to hear Jeff Petrie come out and say something like that. To me, it just says that not only is this team losing, these guys are not on the same page in the room. Yeah, and,
I think that he took ownership of his own problems this year as well, because he's struggled, and he's probably trying to do too many things right now. Let's face it, they have their starting goalie, all-world Carey Price, not part of the picture this year for that team to this point. Shea Weber is a huge factor, a captain, a leader, kind of a real pillar on that defensive group for them out of the picture. Joel Edmondson, who was quietly an important player for them on defense, out of the picture. So there's been a number of things.
Daniel up front,
who helps you in the D zone.
In terms of the defensive structure, no forward more important to the mix than Daniel. And you're subtracting all those pieces. So we've made that point plenty on our air. You know, if there is a lack of defensive structure, you can point to not so much the current roster, the way they're constructed. There's some guys missing from last year.
Big time.
Yeah, people in Toronto love to make jokes at the Habs' expense right now, and I like to remind those people that this isn't the same Montreal team that went to the final last year, so your joke is funny. Anyways, let's move on to something more positive. Marc-Andre Fleury obviously got his 500th career win, putting him in some very elite company, and now he's been given his flowers, as they say.
Yes, what a nice honor from the Blackhawks last night, and in the warm-up, they had the jerseys with the number 500 on the back.
That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
To see 3 digits on the back of an NHL jersey heading out for warm-up, I thought that was comical.
Yeah, it was
Great
cool.
job.
Very nice job by the Hawks.
I liked seeing the shot of Ovi standing up, laughing. That was really cool because he's a legend in and of himself. But to see the genuine admiration from him, the smile on his face, like he was truly really happy for Marc-Andre Fleury.
And think about those two careers, because they've faced off in a lot of big games, particularly. Think about the Penguins and Capitals for many years, and then the Cup final.
Yeah.
When Washington finally won the Cup, they had to get past Marc-Andre Fleury one more time, and they managed to do it. I can remember Marc-Andre Fleury making a save on Alex Ovechkin. It was Game 7 of a second-round series, I believe, between the Penguins and the Capitals early on in that rivalry, and early first period in Washington. Flashed the leather on.
I remember. I know exactly what save.
And that turned the whole game. The Penguins won the game 7-1, I think it was. And so there's been a lot of those two guys have faced off a lot. There's a lot of mutual respect there, I'm sure.
Big time. Well, let's take a look at the all-time wins leaders, because you'll notice a bit of a theme here.
Yeah.
They're all French.
All French-Canadian guys there.
So
amazing. And, you know, Patrick Roy was the guy that kind of started it. And then you saw, like, Brodeur, and then Luongo, and then Marc-Andre Fleury. So what a run of great goalies from Quebec.
What a list.
Woo.
What a list.
Good luck catching Marty Brodeur, though.
Oh, yeah, that's not happening. I know we say unbreakable records. That's got to be one.
Yeah, that's up there.
Because the game's different, and
goalies
don't play as much as Marty Brodeur did in his day.